Alright, what's going on? It's your boy Lex, and today we are back with another Yap session. Like I said, Megas are super hype, probably the most beloved mechanic in all of Pokemon. So today we're here to speculate on the Megas that aren't actually revealed in their stat spread. So these are all DLC Megas. We got a bunch like Raichu, Meowstic, Crabominable, Baxcalibur, all that stuff. And we also have fan art, mostly from the Pokemon Pets website. I don't know what that website is about, but they have some pretty cool fan art. So if you're interested in the art, I guess check them out. But basically, we're just going to be speculating on what stat spread these guys could possibly have in order to save some of them, because some of these guys are absolute noob Pokemon, such as Chimecho and Raichu. No offense to any fans, they're just not really viable at all. But we are here to distribute 100 stats to each of them to see how we can make them stronger. So, and yeah, we have Showdown obviously to reference movesets and all that jazz. But let's get started with Raichu. So stats, green is HP, red is attack, defense is blue, special attack is like kind of an orange, special defense is purple, and speed is 100, or not 110, speed is yellow. And then we have the BST on the side. So Raichu's BST without anything is pretty trash. Like only one stat actually above 100, but that is a really good stat to have for an offensive guy. 110 speed, that's actually pretty solid. But 55 defense, absolute trash. 60 HP, absolute trash. And then not even above 100 in the offenses means it's really struggling to do any relevant damage in like something like SVOU, for example. Like it would just be one shot by like an unboosted King Gambit sucker punch, you know? But I digress. Obviously, Mega Raichu X is going to be the physical version of the Mega. And if we were to give it a Giga stat buff spread, I would do something like this. So I think based on how Game Freak's history of stat spreading for Megas, it's not going to be something egregious like 50 to attack, 50 to speed. It's probably going to be something like 25 to defense to make it match its SPDEF. And then, so we have 25 defense, we have 75 left. I would guess something like 25 to speed. So it would be 135 speed and then quite literally 50 to attack. I mean, knowing Game Freak though, they are super troll about a lot of this. So I would actually assume that some goes back into SPDEF and then some of this attack goes back into special attack because they never like to give the maxed out spreads that people think. But a stat spread like this is very, very respectable. Wait, why does it say 139? Oh god, I forgot. Hold on a sec. Alright, so I forgot what I changed the speed to. So I think it changed from 135 to 130. I accidentally put a 9 there. But luckily I ran just like a normal sum function to find out how much BST I was missing. I was able to correct that. So I think this would actually be a very, very respectable stat spread, especially if they make Raichu something like fighting type. But remember this, Raichu has access to things like Volt Tackle, Knockoff, Extreme Speed. Those are really, really strong attacks. And if it gets any kind of setup like bulk up or anything, it could be really nasty. If it gets close combat because it becomes a fighting type or something, also could be really nasty. But this is what I would think would be a respectable stat spread. It could be something like Iron Fist or like some kind of tough claws that actually isn't tough claw, like name tough claws because it doesn't have real claws. It's got like soft paws or something. But something to boost its physical prowess even further. I think this would probably be somewhere of a reasonable stat spread to expect for a Mega Raichu. Will it be OU or like even better than that? Definitely not, because it is an electric type and it's still relatively frail with that 60 HP. The thing with Megas with low HP is it's really hard to compensate for that even with defenses. So very curious to see where that goes. But that's about what I expect. Next up, we have Mega Raichu Y, which I think is probably going to be, just the simple special version. So I'm also going to give it 130 in speed. I think it probably is going to get some useless attack because that's, that's kind of how they roll. So we'll do 100 attack, so a 10 boost in attack. And then I think its defense will probably raise to about like, let's say 65. And this is actually the Raichu that I think will like stat max in a lot of ways. I think this is going to be a ridiculous special attack amount. Well, is 130 even that ridiculous? Let's take out let's take out some of the speed. This Raichu doesn't look as fast. It doesn't look as nimble. So let's say it just gets a, yeah, let's say it just gets a 10 increase in speed and then it gets a little bit more special attack. X's and Y's for like the Megas have like some kind of trade-off. Like one is going to be faster, but it's going to be more frail or something like that. One is going to be faster, but stronger in some aspects. And this Raichu would be pretty viable, like 120 speed with Grass Knot, Surf, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. That's really strong coverage. Nasty Plot even, I think Raichu gets. Like this would be a force to be reckoned with for sure. And it still has the mega trade-off of having like basically no defenses at all, which I think is a really big deal still. So that should probably hold it back, prevent it from being broken in any way. But yeah, that's what I think the Raichus will have. This Raichu, I would honestly expect something like Lightning Rod, like something super basic, not insane, because, you know, it does have access to Nasty Plot. It is definitely going to get a speed increase, and it is going to get a major special attack increase. So I don't think they'll give this one anything insane, but I think they'll probably give the physical Raichu something. Next up, we have Mega Chimecho. This Pokemon is only viable in Gen 3 never used, which actually, is it even never used? It might be PU, but that's really, really bad. I would actually expect this to basically defense max, and like, honestly, like I would expect it to go down in attack. So I would expect 10 extra stats to be able to be distributed. I would also expect speed to be able to decrease. Like I really think it's going to be some kind of tanky god, and then it's going to get like 40 in each special defense, or 40 in each defense. I guess it could be 125. And then 125 on both sides, and then the rest will just go into special attack. So I think it's going to be something like this. I actually think it will, sorry, I take that back. It's not going to lose speed. I think it'll just get a very minor amount of speed, but now every stat is affected. I think it will lose HP, and they'll max out on defenses, give it a little special attack. So will this be viable? If it becomes Fairy type, definitely, because Psychic Fairy, very solid typing. If it becomes Psychic plus Ghost, Psychic plus Flying, any kind of combo would make it better than Mono Psychic. But with a defense spread like this and access to things like Calm Mind, Stored Power, it wouldn't actually be the worst thing ever. I definitely don't think it would be OU or anything. For ability, there's a good chance it just keeps something like Levitate unless it becomes Flying, and then it could get something really cool or something basic like Soundproof, because, you know, it is a bell after all, and Game Freak is kind of lazy in some regards with some of those megas, like Mega Aggron, just getting a simple filter, right, instead of anything crazy. But yeah, that's about what I think it is. Next up, we have Mega Absol Z. So I think with the way that the Z's will work, I think they'll basically just flip basically the purpose of the Mega. So Mega Absol normal has 150 attack, a lot of special attack increase for some reason, and a lot of speed, which I think is really, really good. But I think that this new Mega Absol Z is probably going to take it in a completely different direction. I actually think it's going to lose some of its attack. So let's say attack goes down to 120, and I think it's going to super special attack max. I don't actually expect it to be that fast anymore. Like I would say 105. So we're losing 10 speed from this, and we're losing 30 attack from that. I think it's going to have giga special attack, like a ridiculous amount, or maybe just something simple like 135 just to keep it consistent. And then I think it's going to defense max. Honestly, I think it's going to add a lot of defenses, which might be pretty insane. Like let's see if we just make it like 90 in each defense. That's way too much, of course. If we make it 80, it has to lose 10 somewhere still. I think it's going to lose more attack. Like, I really don't expect Mega Absol Z to have any focus on physical attack whatsoever. Obviously, you'll still have the option with things like knockoff and stuff, but I really think it's going to special max. That being said, this stat spread is really trash. Like, it's actually ridiculously bad, but it has really good special attack, has decent speed. You know, maybe they even take out more. Like I feel like they really, like, in order to make a special Absol good, it either has to be really fast or it has to be like somewhat tanky. And I think you need 90-90 in both defenses in order to be that. But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Like, will they really take out 50 attack from Absol to distribute it elsewhere? Maybe. But that's the only way you can make something like Mega Absol Z, a complete polar opposite to Mega Absol Normal, viable. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. I don't expect it to be good though, because I think just base form Absol, despite being one of my favorite Pokemon, it's just not that good. Mega Absol, the big one, also just not that good. Like, if they took all this special tech they gave Mega Absol and put that into defense, it would be solid. It would be very, very solid. But unfortunately, Game Freak doesn't operate like that. They love to put useless stats and things. So this is like min-maxed, in fact. Like with what you can do for Absol, it's just not enough. Like I really think Mega Staraptor is the min-maxed, the actual min-maxed one, where it's just gonna get a Giga Boost in speed, a Giga Boost in attack. It's gonna get Tough Claws, 100%. There's just no way you can give Mega Staraptor not Tough Claws unless you're going like a bulky version, like they go for a Tank Staraptor. But that doesn't make sense. Like they keep Intimidate and make it like a tank instead of an offense attacker. Staraptor's main thing is just being a kamikaze. Just I'm gonna Brave Bird, double edge, close combat, you turn you 20 times, and then you're gonna just lose every Pokemon. So that's the main niche. That's what I really figured to happen. 30 in each offense, maybe a little in the defenses, and then obviously they got to give the use stat in special attacks. So it is what it is. All right, next up we have Mega Garchomp Z. So by using the same logic with Mega Absol Z, of it being a complete flip of the script in terms of stats, this one's really tough. I think this is going to be the fast Garchomp. First of all, I definitely think it's going to be fast Garchomp. I'm going to say it's going to have 122 speed. I think they're going to finally give it more speed, make it like a jet more than it is like a slow tanky land shark. So as a result, I think it's going to be special because I just don't think you can make a new Mega of a different form that has the same stat spread. Like that just doesn't make coherent sense to me. Not that Game Freak be making coherent sense a lot, but I'm gonna say it gets 50 in special attack, and I'm gonna say it actually loses 30 in attack, or maybe 30 is crazy. I'm gonna say it loses 15 in attack, 20 in attack. So if it loses 20 in attack, it's definitely gonna get some change to defense because that's how Game Freak operates. We'll say it gets like, let's see how much stats we're left with if we add 10 to each stat. We're left with 30 more stats, dude. I think it's going to special attack. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think this thing is gonna be an absolute menace. So let's add another 10 to special attack. We still have 20 stats to distribute. Good God. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's not gonna lose that much attack. Let's just assume it keeps the stats because I think that would just be too much min-maxing. But this seems very good. I mean, 108 HP, 140 special attack, 122 speed. That's really good. And then, it does get a little jump in the defenses. Also fine. No change in attack. I think that's fine too. I do expect it to actually lose attack and have those stats put elsewhere, but that just seems so insane to me. Like, imagine a Mega Garchomp pulling up with you with like 160 attack or like 132 speed. That's just too crazy. I don't know. And I've been doing like I've noticed with the former megas that they just like increase by the same amount that they have. Like for example, 85 to 95, 95 to 115. Like it's always by 10. It's never by like 5 or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure other megas do have those changes. It's just these ones are in particular don't. All right. But the ability, ooh, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the ability because they obviously were like, despite Garchomp being a fan favorite, we're giving him Sand Force, which, is not the worst ability of all time, but it does force you into a very particular niche or you just don't have an ability that's useful at all. So I do think they're probably not going to go overboard with this ability, but I don't even know what it could be. Like sheer force, maybe? That would be ridiculous, but that could be something that I actually see. Or maybe another sand ability like Sand Force, Sand Rush would be insane, but maybe not even that impossible. We'll see though. It'll be very interesting. All right, Mega Lucario Z is another interesting one. I actually think that this one This one will also be on its screen. Just input that. I feel like this Mega Lucario is going to be really tanky. I don't know why. I don't know how. Like, it doesn't seem like it makes sense, but I think they're going to bulk max this Mega Lucario. Like, I think they're going to take out special attack. So I think they're going to keep the attack at like 120. Let's say 120, just a 10 increase. I think they're going to take like 25 special attack out and let that distribute to its defenses. And I think it's going to be something absurd. Like, quite literally, like, I don't know. Quite literally, like 120 defense. Okay, 120 is definitely insane. 110 defense in each of them. And then it's going to have a lower amount of speed is my guess. Or like, maybe it'll keep like the same amount of speed as like around where Mega Lucario is. And we still have more stats to distribute. So I think we're just going to add 10. Maybe it is 120. Like, this is what I expect to happen with this Mega Lucario. It's definitely going to be a tank. Maybe like a bulk up sweeper. Like, it's a bulky sweeper. Like 120, 120, 120. That's pretty gnarly. And then 100 in speed, just to not give itself that much of an insane speed increase. I don't know. Its ability would definitely be something defensive, though. Like, if I am correct that this is going to be a defensive Lucario, my rationale is that look at this. Look at the stats on Mega Lucario, the normal one. It's maxed out in both of the offenses, basically. I just don't think that like you can make a special attacking Lucario, Mega Lucario Z. Like, I feel like that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So my logic is it has to be a super tanky one. It could technically be a super fast one, but Lucario's not that fast. Like 90 speed, that's nothing crazy. Next up we have Golurk, this absolute behemoth of a guy. I think I think Mega Golurk is gonna be really, really fast. This might be troll, but I think it will be. So I think obviously it's going to get its useless 10 increase in special attack or whatever. And then I think it's going to get a major, major increase in speed. Like, I would even wager 60 speed added. And then I think maybe it'll lose some in defenses. That would probably make sense. Hold on. Let's figure this out. So we have 50 more stats to distribute. I think it's gonna be something insane, like 30 more attack, 60 more speed. Maybe it doesn't actually need to lose the defenses. Like, these can stay the same or even increase a little bit. And then yeah, they're definitely not leaving a stat unchanged. So let's just say they add 5 to each of these. And that's what our Mega Golurk is gonna be. I mean, still really solidly defensive. 89 HP, 85 defense, 85 special defense. That's not bad at all. Special attack, whatever. 60 more speed. Because Golurk is able to fly at like jet speeds. So it doesn't really make sense that it's always so slow. I think the Mega version is just going to be like a cracked out, like super offensive version of it. And it's not going to be a tank. But we'll see about that. I could be totally wrong. Speculation. In terms of abilities, that's a really good question. I think Golurk could get a unique ability, or it could even get something like a ghost version of Pixelate, like it turns normal moves into ghost moves. That would be really sick because ghost physical moves are lacking. You only really have Poltergeist, which, at times isn't a real move because knockoff is a really good move. So maybe it could turn physical moves into ghost types. That would be, I think, really, really sick. All right, next up we have, or contact moves into ghost moves. Ooh, nah, that would be troll. Okay, next up we have Meowstic. So if you guys didn't know, Meowstic is getting spikes, toxic spikes, stealth rock, a bunch of other suicide lead moves. So I do think it's just going to be a tank max. Like, it's going to be very simple tank max. And I think in order to do that, they probably will take out some of the useless attack and add it to the defenses. So let's just assume we get an extra. Wait, where'd it go? We get an extra 10 stats to distribute. And let's just say, like, let's just say they add 50 to each defense. What would that look like? 50 to each defense. Let's say they can keep. Let's see. Let's say they lose some more speed because they become a tank god. This actually looks like something that could totally happen with Meowstic. Like it got so many. This is the prankster version, not the female version. I don't think the female version has one. The male one, which is the prankster one, did get a lot of utility moves. I think it really is just gonna tank max. Gonna get a major increase similar to Sableye. Maybe like a minor attack increase, and then I think it will drop in speed because it becomes tankier and slower. That's my rationale. Wait, it still has 20 more stats to go around? Oh god. Oh god. This thing is gonna be a monster. It's gonna be very similar to Mega Sableye stat spread, except it's faster and probably stronger too. Meowstic actually has pretty solid stats, like in its normal form, which is surprising. Alright, next up we have... Oh, and its ability, I think it's just going to keep Prankster, or it's going to get Magic Bounce or Magic Guard or something insane for the tank that it is. But yeah, I think it'll actually be really good. I think it's actually going to be quite viable with Stealth Rock, Spikes, Thunder Wave, all that nonsense. Like, that's a ridiculous amount of utility moves. And Parting Shot, right? Maybe Parting Shot. Alright, next up we have Mega Crabominable. I don't even know what they can do with this. Like, genuinely, what is going to happen with Mega Crab? It's probably going to get, like, a very minor attack increase. It's probably going to get a giga, or I mean speed increase. It's going to get a giga attack increase, plus 40. And then it's going to get the use of special attack, because, you know, they have to. And then let's see what happens if we just do 10 increase in each of the defenses. We still have more. So I think the rest will probably go to bulk. And it's going to be, like, pretty damn bulky. This actually looks very accurate, I think, to what Mega Crab will be. An absolute physical attack god, and then shoring up its defenses with 20 in each. Use of special attack, and then pretty useless speed increase as well. But that's how Ungabriel operates. In terms of ability, God, I don't even know. Like, Iron Fist is not even a bad ability for it. They could give it something pretty whack, like Guts or something, because it is going to be a physical god and probably a tank god too. I don't know. This one will be very interesting for its ability. I really have no idea, but it's going to be some attack boosting ability, surely, or defense boosting ability. But yeah, we'll see. That'll be pretty cool. Next up, we have Mega Golisopod. This one's going to be wild too, because it's surely going to lose Emergency Exit, which means its stat spread is going to be ridiculous. If you get rid of a trash ability like Emergency Exit, which, you know, has its niche offensively, like sometimes getting ejected is nice to bring in another sweeper setup guy, but most of the time it does hold it back. Like honestly, I don't even know where to start. Like I think it's going to get probably a 20 increase in defense because like that's the main thing of it. It's really strong and has a lot of physical defense. It'll probably get its useless special attack and use of speed. I don't like how Game Freak always does it, but you know, that's how they operate. In terms of attack, I could just see like a pretty solid plus 20 in attack. And then maybe like another 20 and like 20 in speed up. This is a very boring stat distribution. It probably isn't going to be something like this. What they actually should do is take out 50 in special attack and add that to the attack. And they should take out 10 in speed and add that to the attack. This would be cook. 165 attack, 160 defense. This would be super fire. I can't even lie. This is like my hope for it because Golisopod is a sick guy. Wait a minute. We still have many more stats to add. This Pokemon is actually going to be ridiculous. How do we have that many more stats? Wait. This thing is actually going to be insane. How does it have this many stats in total? 630 BST? And you know it's not going to have a lot of special attack. The reality is it probably is going to get like 20 in special attack. Or 10 in special attack. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Yeah, and then we take out like 10 more from the attack or something like that. It's probably going to be something like this, realistically. But that's still a pretty insane stat spread. This thing will definitely be viable and definitely be solid. Like that first impression is going to hit real hard. Or you could run like a Swords Dance, Leech Life, Aqua Jet, Liquidation, Close Combat kind of set. Knockoff. That'll be really, really good. And then, oh god, moving on to Mega Magearna. This mon, first of all, this mon is already uber basically in every single generation it is. Like, it's so damn good. It's so ridiculously broken. I really just have the feeling that they're gonna offense max it. They might even take out some of these defenses to give it to speed. Like, I'm guessing something insane. Like 170 special attack. So it's plus 40. I'm also guessing like 115 speed plus 15 speed. Attack probably gets like some useless bump. And I could actually see them taking out from the defenses. Well, first of all, if I just added this, that would actually work perfectly, which is not good. Because I think they actually will take out from the defenses. Like, I think it'll be something like this. And then we have 20 more stats to distribute elsewhere, which probably goes into attack even more, because that's just how Game Freak is. But this actually makes Shift Gear a viable set too, which is cool. But yeah, this is such a behemoth of a stat spread. This Pokemon is definitely going to be super, super insane. And we're not going to stop it. It's definitely going to Ubers, 100% no doubt. They would have to nerf it really, really badly for it to not go to Ubers. I don't even know what ability it has. It might even just keep Soul Heart, because that's a really cheap ability, but who knows. All right. Next up, we have Mega Scovillain. Funny Ceruledge that is holding the Scovillain heads, because I couldn't find like fan art for that. Couldn't find fan art for any of the Gen 9 guys, which makes sense because nobody is that fast. But how would we work Mega Scovillain in? I mean, honestly, offensively, it's like quite solid. But I think it's going to be something kind of nonsense. It's going to be like 20 in each, or maybe 30 in each. Like, Scovillain definitely just gives the vibe of an offense max guy. And I guess it'll just keep its normal defenses. And actually, no, it'll probably increase in defense. But I do think it's going to become really fast for some reason. Like, I'm going to wager like 105 speed. And then maybe it'll just get 5 in each defense, something like that. I don't know why they're doing the split offenses with Scovillain. It should definitely be concentrated in one area, but it's probably not going to be viable, in complete honesty. Like, unless all the attack increase goes into... Like, unless it was something like this, where it actually loses 10 in attack, and it gets 40 more in special attack. Like, unless it's something like this, which could definitely be viable, it's not going to be viable. Like, it really needs some more speed maxed out. Like, the defenses don't matter. Typing is whatever. Like, not very good. Attack is irrelevant. Like, it really needs a giga max out in special attack to be really good, which I don't think will happen, unfortunately. I wouldn't have your hopes up for Mega Scovillain, really. All right, next up, we have Mega Glamora. I'm trying to think of a way to not make this some kind of Nihilego 2.0, but I think it's very reasonably going to get a major increase in special attack, because that's kind of its main thing. It's like really strong in that aspect. I think it might get a slight boost in speed, so I think plus 15 speed kind of makes sense. We'll always get its useless increase in attack. And then probably gets a lot more defenses too, is my guess. Like, if we add 15 more defense, we go like that. And then we add 15 more. Well, maybe we could do 20 in defense. And then 15 more in here. Like, something like that, I think seems pretty reasonable. I think it's probably going to be a little bit faster. It's going to be way, way stronger, because that's Glamora's whole niche, is like obviously the toxic spread, but also having a ridiculous amount of special attack is really important to its identity as a Pokemon. So I think it'll be something like this. Will be really interesting though to see how it goes. In terms of ability, I mean, Corrosion and Toxic Debris are already some of the best abilities in the game. I don't actually know what they could do that would make it better, besides like Levitate on something crazy. We'll see though. Alright, next up we have Tatsugiri, aka Mega Sushi. I honestly have no idea where this is going to go. Like, I think it's going to get a giga increase in speed, first of all. It's going to be really, really... It's going to be really, really fast. It's going to be really, really strong. And I think it's going to be still probably pretty frail. Like, if we did like an increase like that. Perfect. I don't know how I just managed to add 100 distributed evenly, but something like this seems pretty reasonable. Like, Major increase in special attack, major increase in speed, whatever boosts in the other stats. You know, seems about right. It will lose Commander is my guess. Like I think Mega Tatsugiri will become its own thing because it wouldn't really make sense to have Commander as an ability while being with Dondozo because you know you're off screen when Dondozo's there. So yeah. All right. The next guaranteed Ubers Mega Baxcalibur. This thing, this thing is not even a real Pokemon. Like it's like a Neopet with how ridiculous it is. It's gonna get major increase in attack without a doubt because it already has a ridiculous attack. It's probably gonna bulk max is my assumption. Like they're not gonna give it too much speed. They're gonna give it a useless plus 15 in special attack, I'm sure. And then the rest will just be some kind of defense distribution. 5 off. Like it'll be something like this. Yeah, I could just see 95 in special attack. Because with the thing like Baxcalibur, like if you compare it to Chomp, they're gonna give it useless stats no matter what. Like there's no doubt about it. Actually, in fact, I don't even think it's gonna get this many defenses. I truly think just like Chomp, all of that is gonna go into special attack for no reason at all, other besides balancing reasons. Because like giving that all to attack, speed, or defenses would just make Bax a giga uber legendary box legend kind of thing. And that's just not going to happen. So I think it makes sense to give it a lot of special attack similar to Mega Chomp. And then give it a lot of attack still. And some speed and some bulk. But, you know, a lot of wasted stats in the special attack makes sense to me for balancing reasons. But, you know, Game Freak can do whatever the hell they want. And they often do whatever the hell they want. I hope you guys enjoyed this Yap session. It's so much fun going over megas and speculating about a bunch of various different things. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what the DLC drops and what the megas look like and their stat spreads because Gen 10 is going to be so amazing. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you very soon for the next vid. We'll be back with laddering content soon, probably. Peace and take care. Much love.